Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Chris, with Christian Straight Talk Faith and News. And the faith subject today is going to be that, well, the Bible warned us about all of this happening, that people's hearts would grow cold in the last days and they would have no love for God in their hearts. And I'm not saying that everybody out there is that way. It's just, it is crazy how lawlessness has become so off the scales. Like these crazy protests that are going on right now called the No Kings protest. To me, it makes no sense. Like, well, one thing, we're the United States of America. We don't have a king, we have a president. And these people have lost their minds because, and then you're bringing the elderly people into this that I guess used to protest back in the old days. But, I mean, I've seen footage of people doing clips of elderly people leaving a nursing home, and it reminds me of back when I was a kid when uh, the class would be over and we would be dismissed for recess. I mean, that's what it kind of looks like. Like they're being dismissed for recess, But it's just crazy the way that things are going these days. Like it was like back in the 90s, you never heard of the craziness that's going on today. And by reading the Bible and it it just helps me know that we are in what is referred to as the last days. Because there's no other answer for it other than we are in the last days. We're in what the Bible refers to as the generation before Jesus returns. And it's so crazy just to know that these people have no love in their hearts. The only thing they care about is selfish ambitions, and it's crazy. I mean, why would you want to become like that? I mean, if I could become wealthy, the only thing I would pray, if I ever did become wealthy, the only thing I would pray is that the wealth wouldn't go to my head and that I wouldn't basically be devoured by the knowledge of knowing that I had money. I mean, if there was any kind of way that that could happen, I just truly pray that I would make wise decisions with whatever wealth I had. And it's just so crazy that the way things are going these days, like I can't wrap my mind around it. Like I don't understand how did we get here? Other than, in the book of James, it says that it says, well, I know you don't know. It's just a word that I always say for some crazy reason. I don't know why. But it says in the book of James that we're not tempted. God doesn't tempt us. We're led astray by our own desires. And when we're led by our own desires, it leads to sin, and then sin, it gives birth to sin, and then sin, when it is matured, leads to death. Now, I don't exactly know what kind of death that's referring to, other than, it could be, I don't know, spiritual death, maybe? Or maybe it could even lead to physical death. I don't know. Like, I really don't know what kind of death it's referring to. But, it could be spiritual death, I guess. Or both. Because, if we don't have Jesus, then we can't get into heaven. And I've heard so many crazy people out there these days trying to claim that there's more than one way to heaven, and that's not true. Because it even states in the Word of God that that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one goes to the Father except through him. So nobody can enter the kingdom of heaven without Jesus. If you don't have Jesus, then you can't get in. And there will be many people who claim that Jesus is their Lord and that they've done so many great things in Jesus' name. And he will tell them, I never knew you. Away from me, you who practice lawlessness. So that could be like a person who goes to church, but then goes and runs the streets, basically living in the way of like the world, basically. And it's just not good, and I really pray for people out there. I pray that people truly get right with God. I pray that I get right with God. Because I'm not going to lie and say that I'm perfect. I've been led and tempted by my own desires. And I'm not going to lie and say that I haven't. I've been tempted by desires. I just pray that if I ever did become wealthy or at all, that wealth would not devour me and that my desires wouldn't become something bad. I mean, I have a dream of making a medical technology company. I got a great idea, and unfortunately, I openly said it to a nurse at a hospital, and she asked if she could use it, and I didn't tell her if she could or couldn't. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to say what it is on this broadcast because I don't want to give away my idea. But it's a great idea, and still trying to come up with a good catchy name for a medical technology company because all my life, since I was a baby, I've lived with epileptic seizures. And you're probably wondering how I'm on this computer and broadcasting. I have a device in my chest called a VNS. And my little sister, she has a friend at high school who has been suffering from epileptic seizures. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I'd like to meet this person, try to talk to her, and be like, I mean, if you're running out of medicines to take, you could always get a VNS. It may help you, it may not. I don't know. But if you know anybody out there that suffers from epileptic seizures and they've never heard of what is called the VNS, I would say, you know, get a video. They have a contact the company or like find a doctor and ask them about it. I think they'll show you a video on how they put it in, how it works, what it does, stuff like that. Like the newest version is actually really great. It monitors your heart level because when a person goes into an epileptic seizure or any kind of seizure, it accelerates the heart to a very high rate. Like the heart accelerates out of control, basically. And the VNS monitors the heart rate, and when it detects an accelerated heart rate, it sets itself off, which is really, this is like the newest version. The original version, you had to use a handheld magnet. This one is basically if you can't reach your magnet in time, your heart accelerates and you're in a seizure and it'll stop it, which is not bad. I really look forward to when Jesus reigns on the earth and the new heaven and the new earth, because then there won't be corruption, there won't be seizures, there won't be sicknesses, there won't be diseases. It'll be great. That's a world that I look forward to. No temptations, no sin, no lawlessness. Just Jesus and freedom to worship him. And those who serve the devil will be basically eternally separated from God. That's basically what hell truly is. It's an eternal separation from God himself. And it's better to obey God rather than man. I was going to try to find the footage of the people being led out of the nursing home to go to these crazy protests, which I don't even understand the point of it, to be honest. The No Kings protest. Like, are you serious? That's basically what 4th of July is about, is Independence Day. Being an independent nation, not being ruled by the King of England. Like, seriously? Are you serious? Like, that's what Independence Day is all about. It's when the United States became an independent nation. Yes, the nation of the United States is led by a president, which that's another thing that's been so crazy. Like, I have never in my life seen as much hatred for one man as I have seen for President Trump. I mean, they wanted to free Gaza. Okay, well, he's done that. And now they just want him out of the thing. They want that lunatic lady. And I'm sorry, like, Kamala Harris was not all there. I don't know if she ever did drugs back when she was younger, but I sat and watched clips of her speeches. Like, half the stuff that woman said made no sense. It was like she was on some kind of crazy meds, because she made no sense at all. I was like, oh my, this woman wants to be the president? I registered to vote because I did not want her in office. And I had nothing against her being a woman. It was because she was talking insane. It had nothing to do with her being a woman. Even though I guess today, the Democrats can't answer the word what a woman is, which is a bit weird. I mean, I know what a woman is. It's a adult human female. What is a man? An adult human male. And the only reason I say that a woman is an adult human female is because that's the way they were born. They were born as a female, and a man was born as a male. Those are it. Man, woman. Woman, man. That is all. Two genders. And yet these people are so crazy that they want to come up with like over 90 to 1,000 genders. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, like, it's crazy to see like this whole nutty ideology going around right now. Like, if I was to walk out this door with a camera and climb up in a tree somewhere and start believing that I was a bald eagle, bald eagle. And I climbed up the tree and started flapping my arms like this. Does that mean I'm going to be able to fly like an actual eagle? No. That just means I'm a freaking nutcase that thinks he's a bird. Really? What has happened to these people? They're losing it. A man cannot be a woman. A woman cannot be a man. These people need psychiatric help, a psychiatrist. But before that, they need to get right with God. Maybe then God will give them a new heart and straighten up what's going on in here. Perhaps maybe that's why I haven't bought into all this craziness. It's because I believe in God. God is my, Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And these people, I look at them, I'm like, what is going on out there? This is insane. I have no idea what in the world is happening. I'm like, what is next? You got people believing they're animals. You got people falling in love with inanimate objects. And then you got talk of robot girlfriends being made now. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Because, like, modern women have become so obsessed. A lot of modern women have become so obsessed with wealth and money. They want a rich guy. A true woman, finds love for a person that she truly loves and slowly works with that guy to build him up, to be his strength. That's what a man wants. A man doesn't want some girl that just wants what's in his bank account. A man wants a woman that will love him no matter what and build him up from being what you would call a peasant to where he becomes a king. Basically, where he has a good job, he has a stable income, he has a nice house, he has all these things. And that's what I got right now. I got a beautiful wife that loves me for me, not for what's in my bank account, not for, you know, some stupid thing like a car or something like that. Like, it's crazy how many of these guys have done videos on YouTube here, or even on other platforms perhaps, where he'll try to, like, a single guy will try to talk to a girl and she'll ignore him. And then as soon as he gets in his car and she sees what kind of car he drives, oh, she was like, "Oh, this is your car?" I'm like, wow. So they're really chasing after money, gold diggers. And then a lot of women are upset that women won't approach them. Well, let's see. Like, to be honest, if I had the money, I would add on to my house that I have here. I would build, let's see, because I wouldn't care to live in some stupid high-end mansion. Like, if I could, I would, like, tear this place down and build a log cabin house or a nice house. Maybe a 5-bedroom house. One bedroom would be basically a workout room, like a private gym of our own, which would be nice. Because to be honest, I don't think going to a gym would really be worth it, because you don't know what kind of craziness you're going to run into inside of a gym. Like, modern women recording themselves working out, and then if a guy even looks towards her, she automatically broadcasts and puts it on a freaking broadcast of, TikTok or whatever, that this dude was a creep because he looked at her. So, I would basically rather build my own gym in my house than have to worry about going to a freaking public gym where you get a membership and then be called a creep just because I looked over that way. But then the weird thing is and I never actually knew this, but there was actually one time where they actually created an all just women gym. No women really wanted to go to it because there was no men. And yet, and then, like, these ladies complain about men not approaching them. Well, women have pushed men away and told us not to talk to them. And it's just, it seems like all of what's going on today, the Bible warned us about, is happening. Women, like, basically people, have become lovers of pleasure, lovers of money. So right there, you got lovers of money. Boasters, backbiters. Wow. Okay, you're boasting because you're working out in a gym and you're recording yourself, making yourself look like you're all that. So you're basically boasting like, "Oh, I'm working out, I'm getting fit. Oh, look at this creep." Seriously? I would rather build my own little tiny workout room than to freaking go to a public gym and be deemed a creep by some stupid woman who's trying to record herself. And I would be like, if I was at a gym and a girl tried to say that, and I'd be like, well, one thing, I'm married, so I'm not looking at you at all. I was looking for where my wife is, thank you. Huh. And the one thing I'm trying to work on right now, because I am on disability, I want off of it, of course, because I'm bored. I'm like staying at home here, and being a stay-at-home dad's really boring. Not me. So, trying to figure out a way to get a scholarship so I can become a radiologist and basically start having my own income because that's my dream. Yeah. So, yeah, you know. But let's see where that goes. I really hope I can find a way to get a scholarship to at least maybe a medical school because I really don't want to have to go to public college and have to take classes that have nothing to do with what I'm trying to go to school for to be a radiologist. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning into this show today, and there'll be a lot more. As you can tell, there's a symbol on the screen that says Michael. That would be my good friend from Bible college. At times he'll be on here, and we'll be discussing different things. And, you know, just keep reading the Word of God and stay safe out there. And if you're a dad, just like pray for the safety of your own family and other families as well. And just stay strong. Just endure to the end, whenever that may be. Whether it's the day when you take your last breath, or Jesus actually does finally appear in the clouds, and we're taken up to meet him in the air. So just stay strong in your faith. Don't let what's going on out there get you down. Have a great day.